granted, it'll be a lot easier to use one graphical interface that's compatible with everything. In that case, we should stick with GDK 3.0 or
3T.
But if we wanted to make something that looked more closer to system native for each platform, then we should use the platform specific ones.
Specific graphic, yeah. It just takes more developer time.
It just takes more develop. Yeah, that's the only downside.
Yep.
I mean,
of course, we'll have to have a separate one for mobile. Yeah.
Yes. Regardless of what we do, we have to have two separate ones for mobile because we have to have one for iOS and one for Android.
Don't they have something that helps you develop for both of those?
No.
Okay, I thought Gypsy had found something for that.
So Gypsy is using Flutter.
Right.
And Flutter, from what I've seen, Flutter can compile to both
Android and
iOS.
Gotcha.
Okay, guys, we're live, and there's a new face here.
New face?
Oh, probably me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
sweet.
because
you want to do
battery banks go or introduction. Yeah, start with that.
Hang on, let me rotate the monitor a little bit. There we go. That's better. That way you don't see all the junk on my desk.
This is just introduction go, or do you want to say something before we start back?
Or
wait,
was that like someone introducing me or just me introducing myself?
I think you introducing yourself, but
sorry.
You want to say anything first, Daniel, and then?
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
All right. So hey, I'm Rubik. I'm my main role with the Cilia is firmware development, and then helping a little bit with the PCB layout design.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I think Peter was going to talk about battery bank
and power. As they say, as Big Clive Abe once said, batteries. So here's how the batteries work. If I can find my Discord, there it is. So this is the Cilia. It runs on 5 volts DC at right now about 900 milliamps. If I run all these fans at max speed, with everything chirping along, it will never spike past 900. I found out. That's actually even with margin to spare. So we have 4 main power options. 2 are viable right now. The others are going to come by CES, or when I get Orson in from DigiKey, 1 of 2. So the primary method of powering this thing is via Type-C USB off a power bank. Oh, now Peter, why did we include power bank? Why did we include batteries? Well, good question, folks. Because shipping. Lithium-ion batteries are little bombs. And unfortunately, those aren't always easy to ship overnight. Overnight shipping requires air freight. Air freight, you can't put these things in airplanes easily because, go burr and go burn. So thusly, it's ground or it's on a boat or it's freight, not overnight air freight, which is really expensive. So cut cost to the consumer. Everyone can get USB almost anywhere in the world. Wants to buy this kind of stuff. So bring your own power bank. Even the most rudimentary budget 1 amp output single battery based, power bank, those ones you buy in the dollar store this big, will work just fine for your use cases. Now, continuing on though, the second option is off of a standard AC adapter. Did Ice Man just die? I hope not.
No, he's trying to load his camera.
Oh, that's fair enough. Then there's an AC adapter option too. Remember, as long as it can do 1 amp, which is almost any brick out there, it'll power it. Number 3 is one of these batteries. These are 3.5 volt batteries. They're called 18650. These are used by vape pens, Teslas, everything. We're making a front biscuit that takes one of these batteries, boosts to 5 volts DC to run things directly. It's basically the same class as a power bank, but you can remove the raw cell and put it in your standard off the shelf charger. You can buy these things pretty inexpensively. The 4th option is AA batteries. I'm putting together a power biscuit that also is the same circuit, just different holders basically is all it's going to be. And that can hold 2 or 4 AA batteries. We're actually putting 2 in series amongst 2 more in series. We're actually in parallel series, which is great because it means you only actually have 2 cells on hand. It'll still function with half the runtime. That's the kind of idea. So if you have 4, we kind of want you to use a 4 for long-term use, but it'll still power on and run on this 2. So just you have like half an hour runtime, I guess, would be, I guess, so far. And that'll be put in the front here. So you can bring your own rechargeable hydrides. These are IKEA end loops, basically, what they are. You can bring along some alkalines. Recommend you don't use carbon. You don't use carbon.
Lithium-ion.
Yep.
These are
exactly. So and those are run just fine. So yeah, power is kind of figured out, and so yeah, bring your own power, easy. And one of the things we're going to be adding on to this that we did in our design phase is this I/O connector has power pins on it too. The Type-C jack is for programming. Hey, nice man, excellent. Has got both here input for power, but you cannot charge things in a unit. We did it intentionally for safety reasons. We don't want to do that just yet. We'll offer a charge option in the future, but the UL testing for power engineering costs 10 times as much than making this testable. So that's the reason behind that. And plus, I mean, chances are I could put it on a lithium. I could sell it using only these cells internally. I could put a holder which takes one cell at a time and sell you a charger. But then you're going to go, Peter, but I got plenty of AA batteries, or I got plenty of another size cell. I go, this is the way you can build your own. And that power input shield will take anywhere from 2.5 volts input to 20 volts input around the device, technically. So you put in any mix. If you can put the cell batteries in the cell holder, it will boot. It will not smoke. Even put it backwards. We can just shout batteries.
Wait, are you using a rectifier to make sure that?
Good.
Yeah, you put FBR, and you got some diode drop, but we're gonna boost it anyways, right? Why not?
A full bridge rectifier.
Full bridge rectifier, exactly. I mean, we're only drawing an amp or so. We can afford a little loss there. And the advantage is that I may just put that diode in there. It's not diode, shocking diode. But the point is that I want to make it as consumer friendly as possible, so you can raid your family TV remote for your batteries, and it'll still work on your Cilia.
Yeah, that's. Are you trying to do like a spring-loaded clip like most battery chargers are?
Open, so you just pop them in. They're exposed. The idea is that this is a purely dev option. Developers don't want to get a power bank. They want to be able to just get batteries on the go. Like we're at CES, we can go raid the Dollar Tree and go, we need like 20 packs of batteries, just slap them in there. We can do that. And that way it gives everyone the power options they want. Everyone.
That is an interesting thought, because like how many battery banks does the average person have? Like the type that you run your phone off of. Like if somebody only owns
3 or 4.
one. Oh, okay. But maybe for the people who just have one, yeah, having the option to put on something and then toss in some AA's would be beneficial. Or maybe they just didn't charge all 5 of their battery banks and they're sitting out there on charge. They can still pop in AA's once we sell the actual add-on that allows you to put on the AA's. Then that'll be super useful to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is the power shield going to be available at CES, or are we going to have that at CES?
So, and actually,
hopefully.
Well, here's a question too. So
we're going to try to make it ready in time.
I think that we're going to bring to CES will be kind of a production version, pre-production. I think when at CES, I'm just going to cut off a Type-C cable and have it go out the front of the shield like this to the actual battery bank. I'm not going to try to attach the mesh just yet. They're the same PowerPoint anyways in our system. I think for the ones I'm going to make just for us to use by CES, we'll just have a short cut in half Type-C cable going to the boost module and the batteries. So it'll be.
Or can we just power it off the computer since we are going to have?
So
because we're going to need a Type-C connection.
Is going to be connected by USB Type-C, just because we're not going to necessarily have Wi-Fi. The cost of getting Wi-Fi at the booth was a little bit out of our kind of price range. So we will have probably data type device for maybe communicating, but if there's too much radio frequency, that may not be viable. And then we're going to stick to just hardwire connecting it by USB-C bundled together with the headset cable to the computer.
Actually, I'm modifying our headset we're going to use with a overlap. I got this extra bundle that finger trap stuff. I'm going to put down here two USB 2.0 cables down this bundle. Probably starting tomorrow. I want to play the Magic Leap some more and put it in the front here. And number 2, that gives us a bus to plug in locally. Now become our dedicated bus for that.
We may also try Bluetooth, but once again, we don't know if Bluetooth will work on the showroom floor or not.
So we're basically counting on serial
to do our communication at CES and serial power as well. Yeah.
And then I still need to get the WebSocket. I still need to get the WebSocket serial bridge running.
Good news too. Even though we're running a pretty long cable up to 20 feet, the fact we're actually on a 3.3 volt device, and the fans can take undervolting just fine. They'll still run just fine at
Right.
4 to 4 volts. So is there ever a brownout on the bus? As long as it doesn't glitch any of the ICs out, the lack of voltage isn't going to hurt the power system much at all. I mean,
No,
they'll
here's the other thing.
run.
If we have a glitch on the IC bus, unplug, plug it back in, let it reinitialize.
True. And honestly, the only thing that can spike power is the fans. They're not going to